forgot you guys were coming tonight. Well, I'm glad you can make it. My name is Dr. Joseph Ukwu, aka the Shoulder Doctor, and welcome to Late Night Shoulders. Um, as you know, I work with many athletes, mostly pitchers in baseball, quarterbacks, and a couple of dancers. That's how I heard this right here, breakdancing in Harlem, but never mind that. Also, I'm a part-time counselor. I always have a shoulder you can cry on. But today we'll start with the anatomy of the shoulder. Now, with the anatomy, we have to recognize that the shoulder is one of the largest joints in the body. The upper part of the humerus bone inserts into the scapula, which is also known as the shoulder blade, to form what we call a ball and socket type joint. Other important bones, the acromion, which you can see in the picture, is a bony projection off the scapula. You also have the clavicle, which is also known as the collarbone, which meets the acromion in the, this is a tongue twister, acromioclavicular joint. The coracoid process is a hook-like bony projection off that scapula. Now, enough of the bones. We also have muscles and tendons that surround this great joint we call the shoulder. The rotator cuff is a collection of muscles and tendons that surround the shoulder, giving it support and allowing a wide range of motion. The four muscles in the rotator cuff, some more tongue twisters, the teres minor, infraspinatus, supraspinatus, and the subscapularis. One more fact about the anatomy, the joint of the shoulder has the widest range of motion of any joint. Girl, don't worry about the show, man. Right now, they learning about the anatomy. Yeah, what about your anatomy, though? Yeah, I know. I'm nasty. What's my name? Shoulder Doctor, Shoulder Doctor. But, yeah, last time I seen you, your shoulders was looking a little stiff. You need me to rub those? No, it's just, we still on for later on tonight, right? You gonna wear that dress that show off your shoulders? What? What you mean you think I got a shoulder fetish? What? You know what? Forget. Hello? Hello? Man, what the? Oh my God! I didn't know you guys was back already. Anyway, I hope you guys were able to enjoy the anatomy of the shoulder. And next, we're going to discuss common injuries of the shoulder. We have the shoulder dislocation. This is when the humerus or one of other bones in the shoulder slips out of position. Raising the arm causes pain and a popping sensation if the shoulder is dislocated. You have shoulder tendonitis, which is inflammation of one of the tendons in the shoulder's rotator cuff. Labral tear. An accident or overuse can cause a tear in the labrum, the cuff of cartilage that overlies the head of the humerus. Shoulder bursitis. Inflammation of the bursa, the small sac of fluid that rests over the rotator cuff tendons. Pain with overhead activities or pressure on the upper outer arm are symptoms. Frozen shoulder, which is inflammation that develops in the shoulder that causes pain and stiffness. As a frozen shoulder progresses, movement in the shoulder can be severely limited. Osteoarthritis, the common wear and tear arthritis that occurs with aging. Last but not least, rotator cuff tear, a tear in one of the muscles or tendons surrounding the top of the humerus. A rotator cuff tear may be a sudden injury or result from steady overuse. And those are the major and most common shoulder injuries. Oh. Dang. She gonna diss me? Hang up on me? Say I got a shoulder fetish? What? How? tripping for? I'm the shoulder doctor, man. Yeah, I'm gonna brush them. I'm gonna brush my shoulders, man. Yeah. No trip, baby. Man, how y'all doing? Man, I was tripping, but never mind that. Oh, almost forgot my accent. Hey, how are you guys doing? I'm about to invite my son down here to join us so I can go over the way that we evaluate and diagnose a shoulder. Darius! Darius! All right, you can stop. What do you... Yes? What? Who are you talking to like that? Sorry, Dad. It's okay, son. Anyway, you see I have my audience here. Disrespecting me in front of my audience. Crazy. But we're going to go over the shoulder eval. Take off your shirt, son.
Right now?
Take off your shirt, son.
Okay.
My son here plays football. So he doesn't have an injury, but I'm going to go over the shoulder eval. First, we start off with various questions. Like, is there shoulder pain? Is your shoulder stiff? Can you rotate your arm freely? Also, does it feel like your shoulder could pop out of place when you move it? How does the pain feel? How did it start? When did it start? And also, what kind of movement exacerbates the pain? So, while we're doing our palpation and evaluation, we always want to look for symmetry. So we'll see if one shoulder is higher than the other, see if one is more swollen than the other. So we also look for redness, swelling, scars, poking out around the clavicle. So we feel around for tender spots as well. And we also check for parts that are more likely to have injuries, like the AC joint, or here where the bicep tendon connects into the shoulder. We feel around and check for soreness, pain, and those are primary indications of any type of injury in the shoulder. So, my son will display for you the 4 tests that we use for our primary evaluation. First, the forward elevation test. Then we have the external arm rotation from 0 degrees. We have the internal rotation where the thumb and the index finger reaches as far as it can on the back. Oh my, he's pretty stiff. And lastly, we have the external rotation from abduction position. Now, unlike the previous test that was just displayed, those tests were for range of motion. This is a ligamentous test. Basically, to test the stability of the ligaments in the shoulder. The first test is called the glenohumeral ligament instability test. Where I will test his head of his humerus and move it inferiorly, posteriorly, and anteriorly. And if there's any extra or translation of the humeral head, I will know that there is an injury or something wrong inside of the shoulder. Also, part of that can go with the second test as the apprehension test. So as I put the pressure on his joints to move it posteriorly or anteriorly or inferiorly, is there any apprehension of movement showing any type of pain? But those are the 2 ligamentous tests. Finally, we reach to the section where I will show you the special tests. This first special test is called the speeds test, where I will have him have his arm and shoulder flexed here. Turn this way for me, please. At 90 degrees, as you see, 90 degrees. Forearm supinated. And I will, as he tries to close his arm, I will give resistance. Go ahead. A positive test will be any tenderness or pain while proceeding in that activity. And a positive test shows that he has bicipital tendonitis. We thank God that my son is healthy. My final special test is called the drop arm test. My patient here will have his arm completely abducted and slowly lower it down to his side. If he is unable to do this comfortably or winces at all during the process, that indicates a positive test. And a positive test shows a rotator cuff tear pathology. Once again, we thank God that my son is healthy. Okay, guys, I know that was a lot of information, but hopefully you have a better understanding of what I do and how we manipulate the shoulder to find out what's wrong, because, you know, the shoulder can't talk to us. But anyways, hopefully you enjoyed another episode of Late Night Shoulders. Stay blessed. Hey, hit the music. God bless you, America.